The party managed to fight their way through to Desdemonda. However, Desdemonda, accepting her defeat through her ritual to convince the barrier that she belonged, had worked, and she threw herself through the barrier to act as a sacrifice pawn for the Great Old One, who would then use her life force to smash the rift and enter the material realm. After an intense argument between sisters over who could go stop her and potentially make their way back, Arri held back Verity, and with the help of Korgrin and Loic holding Verity back, she jumped through the barrier, was able to get to Desdemonda just a few seconds before the Great Old One did, and was able to slay her. The resulting tides of chaos in the explosion forced her away and out of everyone's sight. And it was at that moment that Arrabella accepted that she wasn't coming back, and that was it. And that was when the Spirit of Grace found her, and in her angel form, saved her and brought her back after Arrabella chose to return to the material realm. When Grace came back, she was very, very happy to see both of her granddaughters alive and well, and proceeded to answer questions from everyone that is currently not on the stream, as we had a private chat between everybody afterwards. So the key information that Grace had been able to was able to give all of you is the king. She was very fond of the king. And though that she did not give any information as to why she killed him, she did kill him. And that everybody who ever knew the king loved him very much. She spoke a bit about her family, about Rory, and so her mother Lilith and her father Rory. And how she ran away from them when she was young so she could go join the knights, and then when she returned, they had died from a plague that was brought forth from the Beholder. Together with her fellow knights, they were able to seal the rift, and she used her glaive to act as a lock on that rift. You also learned of some of your ancestors. Bellatrix learned about her grandmother, Ballad, and how she was effectively the face of those knights, of those groups of friends, a constant source of support and love for everyone. And apparently how she loved writing books and was fucking awful at them. Otti learned about her grandmother, Eleanor, and also learned the name of her mother, and the fact that there was a loving relationship between the both of them. So her mother's name was Oriane, so that's what you guys learned. Korgrin learned quite a fair amount of information. That was shared with a few others as well. But namely, she wasn't able to give you any advice on current up-to-date information because she just wasn't aware of them. However, she did tell you that she knew that the god known as Gond was happy that you had befriended his son. Korgrin also learned a fair amount about Cain as well. What Cain was like, just generally the type of person he was and what he could do on the battlefield. He was a bit of a loner, dedicated most of his time to study more than socializing, and that he was already a knight for many decades before Grace had joined, and after a little while finally opened up to Grace and created the form of brotherhood that they had. I'll put a summary. I will eventually put a summary into the chat on everything that you learned from Grace. But you guys effectively learned some very key bits of information that you could learn. With the conversation stated, she helped Arrabella and Verity close the rift by using the Goliath she once owned. The act was extremely exhausting for both Arrabella and Verity, and Arrabella is going to retire to go to sleep for a significant amount of time. Verity ducked away from view as soon as she could. Obviously, a lot on her mind there. Grace, before she left, it appears that she had violated some form of divine law and undid the curse of undeath that had been placed upon the majority of the villagers and brought them back to regular health. All you heard was an omnipresent cry of violation before she was snapped away. You guys returned to the surface, I believe with Bellatrix carrying Arrabella, or helping her at least. And then when you got outside, that is when you found hundreds and hundreds of people cheering and applauding for you. And that's when you realised that Grace, what Grace had done and how you had saved everyone. Mayor Korgrin declared you to be the heroes of Greenfold Village. And celebrations were bound. Morning will come, but tonight was the night for celebrations amongst the people. At some point during the celebrations, Raphael and Loravith came and found the majority of you, and they explained that they did not know what the best course of action was, but they had come to see that history was not as it seemed, and that they were forced to accept that there really was something very wrong with this country. They didn't know what the solution was, but they had faith that you guys would find it. So they withdrew their swords and took a kneeling position, like the knighted kneeling position, and they pledged their swords and their companies of soldiers to your cause in order to find that solution and make the country a better place. And that was where we left it off. So let's get some ambience going. So Raphael and Loravith stay kneeling for another couple of minutes before they rise from the ground and they sheathe their swords. They look exceptionally proud of themselves. Arrabella, very overwhelmed by this sort of thing, declares that she needs a nap, and she retreats to a nearby available hut in order to sleep effectively. So,
understandably so.
Could you repeat that? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Understandably so. It's just saved the entire world.
So, with that, what would you guys like to do? The party's still happening. It's still in the middle of the evening. Drinks are flowing and people are merry. And Loravith and Raphael have raised themselves from the ground. Yeah. What would you guys like to do?
I mean, I've already messaged you what I would be doing this evening, which is copying the spell scroll we found into my book so I don't lose it.
Yes, that's right. That's the telepathic one where you can get with 8 people. Is that right? Yeah.
Summoning Toby back. Like, how much gold from materials would I have spent for both of those? Like 10 for Toby.
I believe it's 10 gold to resummon it.
But like for the spell for the ritual book, how much was that?
It was let me get the spell scroll again. I believe it was a 5th level spell scroll.
Oh, I have enough gold.
here. Yeah, it's a 5th level spell slot, so it will take you 5 hours and 100, 200, 250 gold.
Okay, well, I can't do that, so I'll just summon Toby.
Okay.
I would like to talk to Lorabeth if she's available.
So the party goes back to mingle with the townsfolk who are still drinking and feasting merrily. After a few minutes, Loic, you do find Lorabeth. She is currently she's currently entertaining a couple of children with a tongue sticker. They are consistently laughing at the name of her sword, whilst she sticks out her tongue to get it stuck onto the blade itself, and she asks them to pull very, very hard in order to get it off. She takes a point of damage each time it happens, but it makes the children laugh exceptionally so she seems very happy to do it. When she notices you coming along, she immediately straightens up, regains her composure, and she's like, Loic, hi? Sorry, you didn't, don't tell anyone you saw that, please.
Oh, Lorabeth, while playing with children with weapons is always a great idea, I do have important matters to discuss with you.
Yes, what is it?
Look around. How private is the area we're staying at?
You could be more privater.
Okay. I'm gonna ask her. We need to go somewhere that no one else can hear us.
Okay, sure. You guys duck off towards some trees away from some of the houses,
Okay.
and you're on your own by now.
Oh, these knights that you've pledged to us. I think I had a couple ideas that could be mutually beneficial.
Yes. Well, please do tell me.
Oh, okay. First of all, I just need you to realize that you saw an angel. The angel was because of us. We saved the world. So I have a confession to make to you, and I'm hoping you're not going to get upset.
Okay.
I am actually not a human. I escaped from the capital. I'm a member of the Reuven clan of half-elves, and I was smuggled out here to continue living my life.
I see.
Oh?
All I can say is I understand why you had to leave.
Oh, the reason I'm telling you this is because I think you and I share a couple common personality traits that Raphael might not necessarily possess. We both worked super hard to kind of get where we are. We've both kind of been counted as out from the start. But essentially, if you would let me, or at least help me, I would use some of these knights and put them in the elven wards of the city. If you're able to facilitate those positions, because within those elven wards,
I think there might have been a miscommunication. The only knights in my company is me. I have soldiers under my command.
Okay. So the 500 soldiers then. So it might be a slight verbal miscommunication.
I have 50 under my command. As Raphael has, he's more experienced and he's a larger company than I does. He has the one with 500.
Okay. In that case, I think you and I should go talk to Raphael together.
Yes. So, can I just confirm? So you want our soldiers to act as spies within the capital?
I want you guys to police the Elven district. As you know, the Emperor, the King, has that area on tight lockdown. So I want you guys to police it, and I want you guys to loosen the lockdown while keeping the eyes of the Emperor away. This way, you can help some of my Elven, let's call them associates, prosper within this area and allow not an insurgence, but let's say a resurgence grow within that area that would also be against the king.
You haven't heard, have you?
What haven't I heard about?
The Elven districts, they were walled off after the Night of Long Knives. No guard goes in there. As far as everyone is aware, It's lawless, and most likely many of them have starved to death, as no supplies being given to them.
Okay. I need a second to reflect on this this Lorabeth. I appreciate the help. Just forget
I'm
basically
sorry
everything
to be the
I said
bearer
to you.
of bad news.
Go ahead and forget everything I said to you. And I'll be on my way. And I'm trying to avoid looking grim in front of her, but I'm gonna go and kind of reflect on some of these words.
Okay, so you leave Lorabeth there. She looks concerned, and she raises her hand to sort of like kind of stop you and continue talking to you, but she thinks better of it as you walk away from her. Where do you go, Loic?
At this point, I feel like I'm so kind of overwhelmed and shocked with this news that the Emperor's allowing my people to starve behind his own walls. So, probably just take the angsty move and just kind of go in the woods and just brood by myself.
Okay. So you
At least
head out into
before,
the woods.
and then once I'm kind of done like being outraged, I'll meander back into the party.
Okay. Well, whilst you're out in the woods, it's a full moon tonight. There is a lot. Well, sorry, it's not a full moon. It's near enough full moon. It will be a full moon in the next day or two.
Sure.
The night is bright, and the moonlight shines through the opens of the leaves. You know, there's a cool, crisp air about it. You know, nice and cooling. Like all that running around, all that fighting, made you sweaty and made you dirty, and it's just that air is just a nice, cooling, refreshing touch to it. You wander around the trees a little bit. You know. Some of the flowers are around, you know, rare blooms at this time of year. You know, you just, whilst you're in the walled city, whilst you're in the capital where it's constantly winter all the time, the fact being surrounded by nature speaks to your elven side, and you just take the moment to appreciate nature for what it is. For you've never really had as much time as everybody else outside the capital has had, and you just take for granted for something you never had. As you do this, can you make a perception check for me, please?
Sure. It almost my elven side isn't something I really connect with in the confines of the city, so I think that it almost might be better if my people were able to leave the capital somehow.
Yeah. As you eventually wander through the woods themselves, you eventually find a pond that is reflective of the moonlight, shimmering even. There is an elk there on the other side of the pond that is taking a drink. It looks up at you, and you're about 30 feet away from it, and it's just staring at you very, very carefully. It's just staring at you and just considering you for a moment, and just eventually it hops off. You wander over to the ponds, to where it was, and you notice something in the reflection. You look down and you see the grey-skinned black hair of the observer, and you look around instinctively around the area, but you don't see him. It appears that his reflection is your reflection currently in the pond.
Interesting. Let me see. I have my hood on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can take my hood off and if I can see his face.
So you take your hood down, and as does the observer, and you see his face. He has similar features to you, but it's grey-skinned. The black hair is almost has an aura about it. The eyes are pitch black, no pupils can be seen. It's almost as if like they're voids in the sockets. You stare at it a little while, and after a while, the vision fades, and you just see your own reflection in the water. And that's when you hear the sounds of crinkling footsteps behind you, as if twigs are breaking, grass is being moved aside.
I look around, see if I can see the person or creature who might be behind me.
As you turn around, the observer is there, just a few inches from your face.
I'm gonna attempt to talk to him. You've always been there for my people, mysterious and unscrupulous in your ways, but now my people are in their most dire state ever, and we need your help. I've done as you commanded within the church.
And I am pleased you have done as such. You have prevented a great tragedy befalling the world, and you have ensured that I remain hidden from my brethren.
Of course. You've done so much for my people, but they're still in need.
Your people have lost their way. Some still seek my guidance, and those are the ones I protect. But after that night, when you fled the capital, during the night where the blood flowed and the knives punctured and the screams were muffled, the homes were laid bare. The people were brought forth and executed in the streets. Babies were wrested away from their mothers and tossed away. Children were put in cages to be fed to the wolves. After such an event, after such depravity, your people lost their faith in me.
Surely you can understand how that would happen to a group of people who you haven't even been revealed to. I'm one of the only ones who's even seen your face. I mean, these people waged a losing war against the city that they lived in for you because they were persecuted because of you. Surely you can't hold it against them to maybe even question their belief in you after they've lost so much because of you.
Your defiance against such acts just proves the point that mortals are fickle. You have potential, and we signed a pact.
And I intend to honor that pact.
Grant you your power.
This was on the assumption, however, that you would help my people. Now I'm a man to my word, and I'm stuck within this pact with you. But I can assure you it would
Loic,
be
I am helping your people by helping you. I am giving you the opportunity to save your people.
I understand.
If you
I wish
don't
you were
like,
more clear.
if you don't like that I don't do it myself, then perhaps I should take my abilities back, and you can learn just what it's like to be powerless once again.
So I will continue your bidding, my master. I never thought to deviate from it, but I only worry about the women and children who are less worthy than me. Seek only your guidance. I hope now, through using your powers, I may do so. I must make haste to the capital then and assess the situation, it seems.
Speed and shadow, Loic. Speed and shadow.
Reveal the way to me when it is time. I don't care what needs to be done. I will help my people, whether the actions that need to be taken are good or bad.
You have no idea if he listened to you or not after he disappeared. You just kind of sort of shout it out into the darkness.
Sure.
I'm sure that can he hear you? He has to hear you.
Right.
You stand there alone in the woods, knowing that the Observer will do nothing to help your people unless you do it yourself.
Alright. Well, if that's not a hook and a half, that means it's time to go. Take a couple more seconds at the lake, think about what it's like to live outside the walls of the city, and then rejoin my party.
Eventually, Loic, you find your way back to Greenfold Village, and you rejoin the party. So, Verity, you're in Grace's shack, and you spend a little bit of time resummoning Toby. What form do you resummon Toby as?
As a raven, please.
As a what, sorry?
Raven.
As a raven. So Toby is reformed as a raven. Has a minor purple streak to its wings. Just kind of taking over his master, essentially. And he's now on the. Are you just sitting down in the shack, or you're on the bed, or?
Like, once I've done that and I realised I can't copy the spell, I probably would have just gone to bed.
Alright.
I know, I didn't want to try using, hold on. Predigitation, I can summon things into my hand, right? Like, just handheld things.
Within reason.
So I'm going to try summoning a compass, if that's okay?
You create a non-magical trinket. Yeah, that should be.
Yeah. It'll be a very simple compass. I would say it only lasts for probably a few minutes or so, because prestidigitation it's a very, very minor cantrip. So it's like you can create a compass in your hand that will serve a purpose and then fumble away back into the ether.
Okay. Yeah, I was just gonna like hold it and just gonna be like, is there anything I've missed in this room? Hoping that the compass would point, because there's predigitation in the house, isn't there? Hoping using the same spell would connect it somehow, and just like, you know, anything I missed.
That's interesting.
Anything you want to show me? And then if nothing happens, I go to bed. I just sleep.
So, you summon the compass into your hand, and you look at it, and immediately the compass is going. And you focus and you summon. You focus your magical energy, and you think, is there anything else left? Is there anything you can show me? And it is that point. Can you just go ahead and make a charisma check for me, please, as it is your governing spell attribute? How long do you want to keep at this?
Until the compass disappears. I don't know, because it's cantrip, so I can just resummoning it.
Yeah. So give me a time frame that Verity will be will keep this up.
I guess about an hour, and then I would give up. I guess every time she gets frustrated, she'd throw it. Obviously, when it leaves her hand, it would disappear. So she's just like, ah!
After about 45 minutes of trying this,
okay.
Eventually the compass begins to stop spinning so wildly. And then it settles on a point. It focuses towards the bed. And you can see there is a lot of strain in this compass. Like something is pushing against it, pushing back from it. And after it points at the bed for about 10 seconds, the entire compass itself actually just bursts into flames and dissipates from your hand.
It's you trying to give me a sign to go to bed. I don't appreciate it. I'm going to attempt to move the bed.
Go ahead and make a strength check. Actually, make an athletics check because you're proficient in those now.
Hey.
So, Verity, you wander over to this bed, and where you're thinking, oh god, this is going to be a bit of a ball ache.
Wait, does
you start pushing,
it disadvantage because I have exhaustion?
You have 1 point of exhaustion.
So that's disadvantage
So,
checks,
yes,
right?
yeah, that gives you disadvantage on your ability checks.
Fuck!
Oh. So
Your exhaustion
what
made
was
you
gonna
think you
be-
moved the bed really easily.
so when you think you were going to push it really easily, you were in fact realise, oh god, I'm actually way more tired than I expected. And it takes you the better
Let me
process
see what spells I have left.
You have catapult.
Well, no, I've got my new spells, don't I? Okay. Could I use... This is so stupid. Probably not going to work, but could I use Alter Self to give myself claws and, like, just rip the bed to shit?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I'll do that then.
You create claws and you get onto the bed and you start ripping it up. Pillows and feathers and springs go everywhere. And eventually the bed is a destroyed mess of cotton and feather. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
I am such a fucking moron. This is again with disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Blue!
As you look through, you cough on one of the feathers that has made its way into your mouth. You don't seem to have found anything at all.
Damn it.
You jump off the bed, frustrated, you sort of look around, and then you hear a sound. You look back at the bed, and it's once again in a pristine condition.
Yeah, I assume that would happen. I'm gonna stand like 20 feet back. I'm just gonna fireball it. Fucking fireball the bed.
Okay. So you cast fireball, and it blows up the bed. The surrounding area catches fire.
I don't see anything.
Go ahead and make another investigation check.
Fire!
You see fire.
So you definitely see a minor crater where the bed was. The fire spreads a little bit, getting onto the curtains, getting onto some of the hardware, and starts burning a lot. And it's spreading and spreading whilst you're looking at it, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop. What do you do?
Burn it down, Grace.
I'm gonna play chicken with the fire. I'm literally just gonna sit there and be like, seriously, nothing here to show me.
Okay. So just a moment.
Dropping against fire. Fire.
Alright, so I would say the fire spreads to that point. Let me know when you want to do something.
Ugh. I guess I'll start.
You turn away from the fire. Alright, so as soon as you turn your back, you hear and the fire's gone.
Fucking pussy ass bitch! I'm gonna try moving the bed again because I'm pissed.
Make another athletics check at disadvantage.
Ha!
Oh, there we go. In your frustrated and exhausted state, you grab the bed and you just flip it over onto its side.
Okay, I'm not going to look away at any point because I know the minute I look away, things go back to the way they were.
Yeah. Go ahead and make another investigation check at disadvantage. Can't see anything. Lots of, not even a speck of, there's not a speck of dust or anything like that, but there you can see a small indentation on the floor where the bed legs have been forever, essentially.
Can I call Toby over and get him to investigate for me?
Yeah, Toby
Get
can
my
have an
raven
investigation check.
Hold
Go ahead, have Toby do an investigation check.
Oh god, I need to roll 20s for those 2 spells I cast as well.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh, thank
Okay,
God.
we're good.
Oh,
Oh, and find familiar.
fuck.
Raven, okay. Investigation is intelligence, right?
Yes.
Well, that's a -4.
So, Toby flies over, hops around a little bit, looks at you, and just goes.
Ravens can mimic sounds, so I just imagine he's going. Wah, 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 wah.
Mwah, 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 mwah.
Ugh.
By the way, Verity. Never mind, don't worry. So, what would you like to do?
Turn around, wait for the bed to go back, and then I'll go to sleep.
Okay. So you hop onto the bed, and you go to sleep. Do you dissipate Toby, or do you let him sleep on the bed with you?
He can do whatever he wants.
He will come and snuggle up next to you. Your wall.
Ah.
As soon as your head hits the pillow, you see something else. Almost like you're floating. You're still in the shack, but you don't feel as if you're on the bed at all. You simply look around and you see yourself on the bed, sleeping, motionless.
Cool, astral projection. That's great.
So, you are floating about. Can I get a perception check? Not at disadvantage, because astral projections do not have exhaustion.
Perception. Hold on. Get off disadvantage. Perception.
Yeah. As you look around, you see shadows around the room, like almost physical shadows. You can see one is sitting here. You can see one is currently kneeling in front of the bed here. You can see what looks like a group of people over here.
Sorry.
And you,
There. How many people over where?
you can see a group of people over here.
Okay, group of people.
And you can see one oddly shaped, like non-humanoid, like disproportionately sort of thing, sitting there.
Okay. Do any of them look familiar?
They just look like shadows. They don't really have any defining features except for the one that is sitting up there. That is, like, the rest of them look humanoid to an extent. That one just is very oddly shaped.
I'm just gonna be like, to the guy being like, okay, is this what you're meant to be showing me? Like, what is this?
No response.
Okay. I'll try and look down at the person kneeling in front of the bed, seeing who that is.
Okay. Looks slightly smaller, more thinner, more feminine. You can't see anything that it's interacting with. It looks like it's just sitting in front of the bed, maybe going through some writing motions.
Can I take a look and see what kind of person is on? Oh, let me write this stuff down.
Do you do any? I mean, you're just looking at that shadow for now.
Can I take a look at the one sitting down?
Yep. So you head over to the one that's sitting down beside the bed. It looks like it's this one is also appears to be going through some writing motions. Almost as if it's writing in a book. Sitting down and just leaning over the table and writing, but you cannot see a book. You can only see the hand scribbling and going back and forth as if it is writing something.
Like shape, size? Do I recognize anything?
They are completely featureless.
Bigger than the last shadow?
Pardon?
Are they like bigger than me, or?
So the one sitting down, yes. The one that's under the bed, probably maybe the same body type as you, maybe a little taller. The group of people over there are of various shapes, some big, some small, some thin, some large.
I'm just gonna fuck it. I'm just gonna like say to the shadow, Melody. See if I can.
Towards the one that's sitting down.
Yeah, one that looks bigger to me.
So you say out Melody into the ether, and it echoes Melody, 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 Melody. Can you go ahead and make a charisma check for me, please? Not at disadvantage because you are not exhausted in your astral form. Okay. There are a few moments where you don't hear, where you see no response, no change in what is happening. But then the shadow stops and it raises its head very slightly, almost as if it's looking for something.
I go to take a look at the other shadows and just kind of get a gauge of like their shapes and sizes.
There are various sizes, small, medium. Tallest one you'd probably say is maybe about 8.5 foot tall.
Okay, and the odd-shaped one?
So the oddly shaped one, its very core essence fluctuates. Like, you swear at its core it could be humanoid, but the shadows weave in and out, folding in and on over itself, almost like a constantly dissipating cloud that just folds over and over and just blows about with the wind, but almost retains its form, like it pushes out and comes back into each other. It's definitely different from everything else you see.
Wait, so that one, like, the base silhouette of it itself is kind of like humanoid, but it's the shadow moving around it that makes it look odd.
If it had to have a core form, it would look humanoid, but the shape of it is constantly fluctuating.
Like, do I kind of know what realm this is? Like, is this the astral plane, or is this like some kind of other?
Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Oh boy.
You gather this is probably similar to the astral plane, but more likely a pocket dimension.
Sorry, writing notes. Like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna speak into the void mail and just be like, what am I missing here? Like, who is this? I don't get it.
There's no response. What would you like to do? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know what to do. I feel like there's something I need to figure out here, but I don't know what it is, and
What would you like to try?
Can I try and do the compass again? Like I move myself into the middle of the room, or is my magic not working?
You try to cast Prestidigitation, but it does not work in your current form.
Can I touch the shadow that's shifting?
Okay, so you wander up to the shadow that is fluctuating, and you touch it. And all of a sudden, the world around you shifts and changes. Like, it's currently nighttime at the moment, but now, all of a sudden, it's daytime. The other shadows disappear completely. The other shadows dissipate. And the shadow itself coalesces. Vroom, 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 until eventually you see a dwarf. You look around, and he's the only person in here. He's kind of frozen in time a little bit, like he's like frozen on the spot. And then after a few moments, he starts moving again. And this dwarf, he has got long golden hair, short beard. He has got very light blue eyes. And he is wearing what appears to be a very delicately formed robe with pockets of armor spreaded around. Looks like he's got a number of books in pockets on the outside of his robes, and his inner clothes, they look like they've got various files and probably about a dozen scrolls that you would definitely know just from the glance of it, that they're definitely spell scrolls.
Does he look like a dwarf right now?
Pardon, what did you say?
Does he look like a dwarf right now?
No, you've never met anyone like that. But he does have some resemblances to Korgrin. If you had to...
Yeah, hold on.
Put a label on it.
Here. Hold on.
All dwarves just look the same to you?
No, I have something here. God damn it. This. Oh, I didn't take a name. Hold on. Did I not take a name? Because I know from one of the letters we got in the Dragon Arc thing, Korgrin's father had been taken
Yeah, Korgrin's father had been taken from Feliderzam.
But I didn't get a name.
No,
I guess I'm just gonna be like,
but yeah,
hello? See if he notices me.
he doesn't seem to notice you at all. He seems to be mumbling amongst himself. He's walking back and forth, and he's saying, "No, I can't. No, I can't work like that. I won't do it like that. No." And there has to be another way. And it looks like he's actually talking to someone that you can't see. And he's having a conversation with them. No, listen to me. We tried our best and we failed. What more can we do about it? You know, you're right, but you're wrong. You have to understand. He'll come back. He'll come back, and future generations will pay the price. And I don't know how he survived. I don't know how he got out of it. I threw everything I had at him, and it barely did anything. No, it won't work like that. Wait, what did you say? No, that can't work. That can't work like that. But then if there's an implantation, where would it go? Grace, what did you say? Lorantha, what are you saying?
What was that last name?
Lorantha. Oh, sorry, Lorandir. My apologies.
Miranda.
No. Ballard, you got something to say about this, right? No, I couldn't have fucked up this badly. I couldn't have. Well, where would it go? We have to get back to the capital now. And with that, your vision goes grey. Like his body pauses, and a seeping black mist comes out of his body. It gains form, almost kind of like a kite if it had a shape, but it has 4 eyes. 1 red, 1 yellow, 1 blue, and 1 white. And they're glowing. And it's looking at you, Verity.
Hold on, still making notes. Okay. Red, yellow, blue, and white, right?
Yeah.
I guess you're the thing that's coming back, right?
Oh, you're one different. You thought you could hide. You thought you were invisible. I see you. I see all of you.
Well, then you can see this.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Doesn't he need to make a wisdom save for my sick burn? Oh wait, that was just a regular one. Saving throw.
Yeah. You take 34 points of psychic damage.
Pardon?
You take 34 points of psychic damage.
Oh, I'd be dead.
And the form around you, as your mind is exploding with... yeah, sorry, I just read that message at Rennas. Your head starts splitting with agony as this mist drifts closely towards you. You are one of many. One of many. You're not special. You're not unique. You're just blood and bone.
No shit.
And you will set me free. And it dissipates and you are back on the bed. Yeah. You are back to your form and Toby's woken up beside you. It seems to be rather surprised at your sudden burst of awakeness.
I guess I'll go to sleep now. I feel like I've taken up a lot of time. Make up notes. We're good.
Okay. So, Verity returns to her sleep. So, that's what Verity has done, and that's what Loic has done. Let's go to Otti. Otti, what will you be doing tonight?
I am getting absolutely wankered. Could you?
Roll constitution checks.
I am just, as long as everyone's there with me, there is something I do actually want to say as well. But she'd only say it if she was absolutely wankered.
Well, who would you be with? Who would you want to be with?
I'd probably want to be like with everyone, but I know that we were all in the pub. I know that Bella will be in the pub. Pardon? Yeah.
Loic returned eventually,
Okay.
and he rejoined in. The only people who are not there is Arrabella and Verity, as they have both gone to bed.
Then I definitely want to. Yeah, I'm happy to say it. So she's holding her drink, but she's like swaying with her arms, and she's absolutely totally wankered. She said, "So I know I want to say something," and I'm like banging my hand on the table, like I want to say something to everyone because it's very important. Listen.
All right.
I kind of feel like my role at home was to be the guard and was to guard everyone, and I kind of did that with the wagons, tried to protect the wagons, and obviously I'm here. I got bored. It was boring waiting for something to happen. This group and this adventures and this trip that we've been on has kind of proven to me that being a town guard does not define my character and who I am. It makes the backstory, and this is the adventure that we're going to go on together. And I'm going to raise my drink and I'm going to say, this is to the adventure!
Adventure!
I'm raising my hand for those who can't see.
No, Loic's back. It's only Verity's camera that I can't get on the stream.
And I'm going to carry on drinking, and I'm going to drink into the night, and just, it's been stressful today. I've hit Bella a few times. She feels really bad. She's like constantly up buying Bella drinks and kind of like putting drinks in front of her, like,
it's fun.
Yeah.
Bella's just going to give you a big hug, like, it's fine. Whatever.
And just get totaled and, enjoy herself tonight and, wait for tomorrow's next journey we've got.
Okay. So, that's what Otti does. You get absolutely, completely shit-faced. As the night draws on and the party goes off to do their own individual things, eventually you are going to go and return to bed. As you're leaving, a rather surly-looking human bumps into you on the way, like the shoulder knocks you, and he says, "Oh, sorry, oh." He looks pretty sloshed himself. And he looks at you. And this gentleman, he's got brown hair, a bit mousy, a little. He's got fine stubble. Looks like he's a bit of a farmhand. He's got, he's pretty well built. And he looks at you and he goes, "You're a hero, aren't you?"
I don't know what you're talking about, and I'm going to pick him up, and I'm going to move him away out of my way and carry on my way. I don't people well, and...
As you go to pick him up, can you go ahead and make an athletics check for me, please? With disadvantage because you're drunk. Okay, so you are able to pick him up, like hands under his shoulders, and you just like pick him up, move him to the side, quite skillfully though very wobbly, and you start making your way out there, and he goes, "Hey, wait a minute, I just wanted to thank you. You saved my life. I was one of them gas things, and Like,
I made it a drinking game. Every time the word ghost or Desdemonda or undead is used, we have to drink. Drink!
look, lady, I'm sorry. A lot of us are not talking about it, but I remember, and I know I tried to kill you and your friends, and
Yeah, we've all been there. I hit Bella. It's fine.
I'm
Go
sorry.
and enjoy yourself.
And frankly, well, I don't think I could have ever lived with myself knowing that I would have killed such a strong and, well, beautiful woman.
I'm just walking away at this point.
You just walk away.
I have no interest.
You
I just walk away. I'm like, yep, I go throw up in the corner and just carry on. Yeah. I avoided him.
Hero Rises obviously hasn't got her quite interested enough.
So you walk away, just leaving him standing there, looking a bit rejected.
Yep.
And he just goes back to the bar to order another stiff drink. All right, so Otti, that's what you've done tonight. Let's go with Bellatrix next. What were you up to?
Well, I'd be looking after Otti to begin with.
Yeah.
Making sure she doesn't feel too bad about hitting me. And then I probably would retire fairly early and just start thinking about what Grace was saying about Ballad. And thinking that finding that information out, finding how similar, like, she felt to how Bella is. Like, she felt that real connection, was like, I could feel like her paths shifted a little bit from being just this angry barbarian to just something a little different, a little more. So she's going to sit and just think about it a little bit more and focus on where she's going to be moving forward.
Yeah, okay. So as you retire and you start considering those, you consider the words that were said to you. Can Bellatrix make an intelligence check for me?
Yes. I can find my character sheet. Oh, I'm not very smart.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. So, Bellatrix, eventually sleep overcomes you and you return to your sleep. So, Korgrin, what were you up to tonight?
I'm writing a letter home. I'm just in my room, got some incense going, dressed down, quite a dressed down evening. It's a bit of relaxing after the drinking. Just by candlelight, just writing to my father and writing to the guard captain that hopefully I'll be able to post a letter tomorrow.
Okay. So, as you go into the night and you start reading this, you yawn, your eyes become heavy, and you look at your letter. I assume it's quite lengthy. Is that right?
Quite brief, actually. It's
brief. Okay. So, you write those letters and you look down at them, and then you consider the words that were said to you by McTive and by Rennas. You haven't heard from your father in a while, and the feelings, the hesitation to think that is the case starts to creep in, and you have a relatively restless night as you consider the worst of what it means for Edgar to potentially have your father, and what would he do with your father? You consider Kolga, your mother, why she left, where did she go, what has she achieved, what did she find, what does it all mean, and how and Cain, learning what you know of him, of how he became estranged from his family because of who he was. What was his relationship like with Kolga? Did she leave him? Did he leave her? You know, did she try to reconnect? You remember the time where your mother became melancholy sad before she left, and you have thought about this before, and you put the dots together a while ago that when she was sad was right around the time that the knights were executed for treason. And you never saw her like that. And then shortly after that, she left, and you never saw her again. Can I get a religion check from you, please?
Mm-hmm. So I don't know why I'm at advantage, but 12.
12. As you try to go to sleep, you feel eyes on you. Warm and fulfilling eyes. Almost as if someone is there to try and help you work through these insecurities.
Is it a familiar warmth?
Yes.
Just drink it in, just kind of let it bask over me, just kind of embrace it and see if it helps me to rest and to sleep.
Okay. Nothing happens in that regard. You just... yes, that's exactly what happens. Nothing happens in that regard. You just... There's only so much that a god can do, and there's only so much a god will do. But eyes in the multiverse returned today, and those eyes came upon you very briefly. And you don't know how many eyes there were or whose eyes they belonged to, but you have a sneaking suspicion that Moradin is aware of what's happened today, and whilst he can only do so much, he wants to be with you in your time of where you're feeling more vulnerable. And his blessing is a loving blessing. He is the dwarf creation, and part of that creating is just coming to love what you create. As a cleric of Moradin, you know that all dwarves are made under his design. All the dwarven world, the dwarven knowledge, the language, the art, everything has an originating point from Moradin, and he is invested in knowing that that creation will go to beyond more than he ever expected, and he sees one of his finest work in you, and he wants you to be happy. He wants you to remain being his apostle, his champion, and he knows that if he's with you in your time of need, then it will go a long way to spreading the word, spreading the faith of creation. And eventually sleep finds you. Though it is restless, you do get enough to merit a full rest. So, Rennas has stepped away. There he is. So, Rennas, what will you be doing tonight?
Okay, so I mean, I started off the night fairly happy, fairly jovial, drinking with everyone else. But the more it's gone on, the more Rennas has sat there and thought this is just like insane for him. He grew up pretty much on his own. He's looked after himself since the age of like 7 or 8. He thought he'd found a family when the tippers took him in, but realistically, that's a lot more transactional. They took me in because I was useful to them.
It's true.
Whereas now, here, I'm just like surrounded by these great people, and I don't really know what I've done to find this group that I can depend on, that I can trust my life on. And it's a little bit overwhelming for me, to be honest. So I'm actually sneaking out of the town. I'm going to go climb a tree, chill out in a tree, just away from everything, and just, sit there, head back, contemplating life a little bit and wondering how the hell I went from some little pickpocket a few years ago to somehow defeating dragons and demons and seeing angels and shit with this group of people that have saved my life more times than I can count. It's a little bit cray-cray.
Powerful words, that. Really powerful.
Especially the cray-cray. I felt that.
Rennas has some inspiration for that. That was very powerful.
Oh, inspiration. Thank you.
So you go outside and you find yourself a tree, and you, even into the early hours, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., you can still hear the sounds of die-hard partygoers really trying to still go at it still. And strangely enough, the sound of that, whilst annoying to some people, is soothing to you. Like, chaos is familiarity to you. You're not... you're, like you said, you're not used to belonging. You're not used to this sort of happiness, this sort of life. Eventually, you hear the sound of armor clanking. Clank, 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 clank. You look around, and there's an individual approaching your tree in the darkness.
Do I recognise them?
Shoot them.
You have a look at it, and it looks like Raphael. He's walking along, and he shouts out, "Rennas, where are you? I know you came this way."
I sneak around a little bit and just drop round directly behind him, trying to scare the shit out of him.
Make a stealth check.
If I roll badly, do I land on his head? Why has that gone down to +8? That should be +9. What? It should be 22. I don't know why mine thing's changed.
Okay. Right, so, if that is the case...
It might be because we leveled up. Sometimes things change automatically. Like, had you manually inputted anything into the...
I think, I had to manually change them because that's my expertise proficiencies rather than my standard proficiency.
So you jump down behind him and you just go, "Whoa!" And he just goes, "Oh, fuck!" He immediately spins around and he punches you, connecting. You take 4 points of damage.
Oh, this will be remembered.
So you get clocked across the face. He's like, "Oh, damn it! Oh, Rennas, I'm sorry. Sorry, that was reactive. Sorry."
I suppose I shouldn't sneak up on train nights, but, what can I do for you? I rub my jaw.
He just like takes another quick look over it and just goes, "Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Bruise a little, will be fine." Look, Loic's probably already discussed this with you, but you've never been to the capital, have you?
I have not.
Are you aware how half-elves are treated there?
I am, and I'm not thinking it's going to go very well. I'm not one who likes being punished for things that have got nothing to do with me. I think that I've proven to you that I'm a trustworthy individual, within reason, and that I can be depended on, and I'm not expecting to be persecuted because I happen to walk into the capital.
Yes. Well, you surprised me today, Rennas. When I first met you, I thought you would run. I really did, and I'm ashamed to admit it. I thought you would hide and you would cower away, and when things got tough, I thought you would be the first one to go. But you were right there beside me on the front lines. fact, you were faster than me on some occasions, and I owe my life to you. When the party went away to find more of those orbs than we held in front of the church, when the barrier came down and those undead were on us instantly, your arrows saved my life. You saved Laravel's life. You saved Otti's life. And Verity helped, of course, but when I see you, I see a man who is plagued with unsureness. You don't know what's happening, and you don't know how to respond to it, and so I suspect you fall back under old habits. I have noticed that you do have particularly quick hands, and I want you to be aware that I don't care where you've come from. I don't care who you are or who you born. I want you to know that out of all the people I have met, I always thought that I was the type of person that always accepted people for who they are, and yet when I met you, I had prejudgments about you, and I don't want to think that they were about your race, but maybe they were, maybe they were, I don't know. But all I know is that you changed my opinion of you, and has made me seriously self-reflect about myself.
Then what I can ask of you is to spread these new beliefs you now have back through the capital. This will not change while the capital is treating an entire race of people like this purely because of their race. I have no doubt there are some terrible, terrible people within the half-elf community. There are also some very, very good people, as always.
Repeat that, Rennas.
So what I need you to do is to spread these beliefs that you now have through the rest of your fellow knights, through the rest of the capital. I have no doubt there are bad people within the half-elf community, but there are also some very good people, and it's not fair to wall off I don't know that it's been walled off yet. It's not fair to segregate an entire community because of the fact they are half-elves. They need to be able to integrate. They need to be able to prove themselves.
As a knight,
as I have done.
I am allowed certain privileges, and I can make decisions. I have an idea. Something that will... I don't think you should hide anymore, Rennas. I think you should be out in the open, and people should be aware who you are.
Seems like a bad idea.
I believe if anyone can change people's minds about half-elves, about anything, you're one of the best people to do it. So I'm offering you something. This is not something this is not something I offered lightly, but I have the power to knight you.
Oh shit.
Sir Rennas Genlar of Oakenheath.
That's
If
definitely
you walk into
not
the
what
capital, if you walk into the capital as a knight and a half-elf, well, chances are they won't even recognize it, and I'll be branded a traitor and stripped of my own knighthood. But my name means something. I've worked my hardest to secure my line, and the Valenstar line comes from a long line of knights.
Back, am I there?
No, you're not there.
Okay.
And the my family has been knights for as long as I can remember. We have always had a place in the order. And I offer that place to you. You'll have the name of Valenstar backing you for your claim. So if you do this, It will put you out in the open and people will be made aware of who you are, but I also believe that you can use that to change minds.
Upon my travels, since my hometown was burned to the ground, and this crazy adventure that I've been on, I've met a few knights. You are the first one I did not want to kill. From what I have seen of the knights of your organisation, there is massive, massive trouble within your ranks. I truly appreciate the honour that you have offered me, but as they stand at the moment, the knights of this kingdom are not an organisation I would want to join.
Then help me make them an organisation to become something you want to join.
That I can do. But I do not need to join for that. I will help you, and I will happily take your support in spreading awareness and changing minds throughout the capital of many things. I am not the person to be a knight. But that does not mean I do not understand the offer you have made.
Can you repeat the last few sentences you just said?
Okay, so where was the last two sentences? So the knights at the moment,
not an organisation that you want to
yes, I genuinely appreciate your offer, and I understand what it means for you to offer me this honour, and I do consider it an honour. But as it stands at the moment, I could not join. I will happily stand with you. I will happily spread the word and spread new truths and beliefs with your support. But I am not the sort of man that you want as a knight. I would not help the organisation, even as it stands now. I have a very checkered past, and I don't think I have the honour required to be a knight, or at least the honour that should be required to be a knight. As I said, I have met several knights on my travels that have lots less honour than me.
Yes.
But please do not mistake this rejection as an insult to yourself. It is not. I understand what you're offering. I understand what it means to you to offer me this, but it is not something I can accept.
I have two things more to say to you, Rennas. You say you could not join because of your checkered past. How much do you know of Lorandia?
Very little.
Well, I have recently come to know that you are his grandson.
I am aware of this, but that's about it. My father died before I was born. My mother died when I was very young. I know very little of my ancestry.
When you get to the capital, if you happen to find yourself in the Temple of the Order, look up the knights. We keep detailed records on them, and though his has been blackened with treachery, you can see his origins, and maybe you'll learn something, maybe you won't. But I just want you to be aware of that.
Will I be able to enter the Temple of the Order?
No, but I doubt that'll stop you.
You could be correct. Thank you.
And there is one more question I have for you.
Certainly.
When will it be enough? When will you be satisfied that you have enough?
That I have enough? Probably never. There's always more to be had.
If you steal everything in the world, what's left?
Selling it back to the people I stole it from.
Steal it again.
But then, where's the end? You steal it, you sell it, you make money. You steal it again, you make money. How much money do you need? How much? Where does it stop?
It's never been about the money. It's about the challenge. It's about the reputation. I grew up living on the streets. I can live anywhere I want. I don't need money. I do want
I would
to
be a poor knight if I
achieve.
didn't do this. And he clicks you across the back of the head. That's
Another
just
4 points of
stealing
damage.
everything. No, it's just a slight little tap. He says, that's just stealing everything. I want you to consider this. When you do steal something, who are you stealing it from?
Usually people that don't appreciate it.
And will they appreciate it if it's gone?
No,
Or
but I
they
will.
just suffer?
The people I steal from wouldn't really notice the things I steal.
I hope you're right. I really do. I'm going to have a few more drinks before I retire for the eve. Are you going to get back in your tree?
No, I will return with you to town. You can buy me a drink for clocking me round the face. Not that we're really paying for drinks anyway, but you know.
He reaches out inside his cloak and brings out a vial. He says, "One step ahead of you," and he chucks it to you.
Chug chug.
And so with that, Rennas and Raphael, shoulder to shoulder, two very different walks of life, united in a very strange form of brotherhood, walk back to Greenfold village and continue with the party until dawn begins to break and the party eventually subsides and daily life can once again resume. So everybody has had their long rest now. So you've got all your spell slots back. Even those of you who took damage during the night, you get those. You can get those back.
Straight in the bin.
Yay! No longer 3 hit
Absolutely.
points.
Move, ninja. What'd I miss?
Long rest. We're all getting our shit back.
Okay, I heard a yay and I was like, what?
Kissed Rennas and Balanstar.
Lies.
I wish.
But no, I've got to go sneak into the Temple of the Knights when I get there. The Temple of the Order.
Yeah.
Whoop whoop.
So the party eventually gets back together. Arri is still sleeping.
Oh.
She is exhausted. Anybody who goes to check on her will basically, she'll tell you, thank you, Korgrin. Yeah, anybody who goes to check on her basically says, like, she can move, but she's so fucking tired. So she'll need to basically be in, once you get back to the car, she'll need to go back into the car and she'll need to continue to sleep because she's never felt this more tired in her life. Verity, even when you wake up, you feel a little sluggish. I mean, you were exhausted. Now, exhaustion has gone away, but you still feel spiritually drained from the experience of closing the rift. And that will take a little time to recover, but that's more of a flavor thing than a mechanic thing at this point.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait till we get the classic line from Corgi where he's all like, "I'm going to get armor."
So,
At this rate, Jack's going to give me armor, but it's going to be armor of vulnerability instead.
So, the party does eventually get back together in the morning. What would you guys like to go do?
Gotta go to the capital.
Yeah, I really think we need to get these carts to the capital and continue our journey onwards.
I'd actually
Maybe get
like
more
to.
potions.
Some point
the armor
through
shop?
the night. Yes, rob the armor shop. Rennas, you're with me. Give Arrabella the book I picked up from Grace's shack.
Oh, Grace's diary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just Arrabella?
I mean, if she wants to share it with Verity, I can't imagine I can, rip it in two. But
I know Arrabella would share it with Verity, so I don't know if Verity would want to read it. It's Grace's diary when she was a child.
I would offer it to both at the very least.
I don't fancy reading it right now, but like if you want to put it in my notes for later.
Yeah, no problem. All right, I'll put it in then. Where's Grace's diary? Okay, so I will take it out of your journal, Korgrin, and I'll put it in Arrabella and Verity's. There you go. The drawing of the superhero was in fact drawn by Grace when she was 5 years old, so you have to excuse the artistic inability.
Is there any chance I could find the mayor of the town?
Mayor Corinne, yeah, he's about. He is currently in the cemetery with a few of the other officials of the town, re-exonerating the dead that rose and putting them back into the graves. Unfortunately, there are a number of graves that remain empty because the bodies were absolutely destroyed and as such were burned in a pyre outside the village last night, along with the white corpses and the skeletons.
I want to go up to him, and then whoever's from the party, like, that'd be cool if they could come.
So Loic says he wants to go find the mayor, and that everybody knows that the mayor has been spending a lot of time in the cemetery. Who would like to go with him?
Well, I can certainly help. Maybe I can help them with the dead.
Just put your tokens in this cemetery, so we just know who's there.
This godforsaken place.
Otti doesn't have a token.
Who doesn't?
Otti.
I got that lost last night that apparently I'm not in town.
Yeah.
He just saw Lowerbeth and thought all Half-Orc looked the same and just, got confused.
Hey.
Right, I'm just going to grab...
I need to apologize to Lowerbeth at some point. Yeesh.
So we all went, basically.
Yeah.
Here we go.
If everyone's going, then I'll go to the armor shop.
I was going to say I am just chilling in the pub.
Yeah, Arri wanted someone to get her armor.
Arri can speak for herself. Cheers!
Give me armor! Ah! Happy.
So I'm just grabbing a snack.
I just had this image of everyone looking over Arri, like, passed out and being like, Corgi, you need to go speak with Dead.
No, she's still breathing, but maybe tomorrow.
I wouldn't be surprised if you're all just looking at me like, she's so cute when she's sleeping. What the hell happens when she wakes up? Jeez.
I'm like shoving jelly beans up the nose. I don't know.
I mean, those of you who do go check on Arrabella, she's got the most amazing snore coming from a little person. It's kind of like
two rooms away.
Little piggy snore. Anyway,
for a half-sized girl, she got a full-size snore.
So everybody's gone to the cemetery with Loic. Okay. So Loic, you wander into the cemetery. There are a number of people about. The graves are being re-exonerated, reburied. A number of them remain open. Eventually, you do find Mayor Corinne amongst them all. He goes, "No, this one is no, that's Rogers, not Rangers. He's going that one over there. Oh, heroes! How may I be of help to you?"
How are things going, Mayor? In your town, you've gained control thanks to us.
Well, I'm not going to lie. We did lose quite a few people in this entire endeavor. The majority of which have been saved. Don't get me wrong, but obviously, there's some things you just can't come back from.
And I have the perfect idea to solve that, but I need to talk to you with my comrades in private, if that would be okay, just to take a moment of your time.
Of course. Oh, Garrett, well, you handle that, and I'll be right back. And one of the older people, not as old as the mayor, but one of the old people was like, "Yeah, I can do, boss. Hurry back." And he wanders with you over to a more private area of the cemetery.
And then the party. I would appreciate if they came with me so they can kind of be read into the scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the party's coming with you, so.
Yeah, perfect. I'm gonna look to him. Listen, so first of all, I have a confession, Mayor. I'm from the capital. I escaped due to my half-elven heritage. I wasn't allowed to leave. This place
know about that. What do you mean you're half? What happens in the capital?
Very basically, due to a 1,000-year-old conflict, the half-elves are essentially confined within the capital. They're not allowed to leave because it's there are suspicions that are largely false that they have intentions to hurt the king, hurt the people of the crown, basically vicious policies and racism kind of.
Oh my! I never knew that. Apologies. We have a few half-elves in town and in the village. And we always treated them like everyone else. There's been some good people and some bad people.
I've seen that, and I like this place. It's out in the woods. I can kind of connect with some of my elven heritage. The bottom line is, there have been recent events in the capital that make me believe I have to try to get some, or if not most of the half-elves out of the area. And I need a place to relocate them to. And considering that this place is off the map, and you need more people, and we already have a bunch of knights that would be loyal to us, it could be beneficial if you help this group of people, and then they in turn helped you rebuild your village.
How many people?
So there's a lot in the half-elven wards. Honestly, we kind of live on top of each other, but I'm not gonna try to swamp your village. You just tell me how much you can handle, and I'll work with that number.
Well, suppose we could always expand a little.
Remember, the key thing here is that I want to try to keep it on the down low, at least in the early stage, so we don't bring upon the ire of the king.
Yes, of course. Well, I can't imagine the king would do anything to persecute his own people, but obviously I have no experience in this, and I don't think you're a liar. I think you're a hero. So I will offer Greenfold Village to whatever endeavour to that end. If I could make a suggestion, how about we offer the spaces to those who are most vulnerable within the capital?
That'd be perfect.
So we have a few empty houses now, and we can build a few more if need be. I'd be more than happy to offer shelter from those who are fleeing persecution from the capital.
Perfect. I really appreciate that, Mayor. You can kind of consider your debt to at least me paid off. Just be ready to open your gates in the future when the time is right. I'll try to send word if I can, but I can't make any promises.
I mean,
and you see him kind of like become a bit younger again, like he just had an idea that sort of reinvigorates his body a little bit.
Why don't we have a secret passphrase?
Secret what?
Secret passphrase.
Any ideas? I'm down.
Super secret refugees, Force X. How about that?
That would be I think that is just subtle enough to work.
Does anybody else have anything to say about that?
Passphrase, that's perfect.
Yeet.
It's great because it's secret, but it also says exactly what we're doing.
Never really done this covert. Even I know that's not too overt. Like, are you sure? Are you doubly sure?
I'm sorry. I used to read these old spy stories, and I've never been part of a spy story before. It's quite exciting. We need a secret passphrase that only the people who come here know, so that we know that they are fleeing from the capital, so we know to hide them and put them in places, or that they're just simple travellers.
About
I watched the first couple of seasons on Misfits.
How about Greenfold Remembers?
That's a good one.
Greenfold to be remembered, did you say?
Greenfold Remembers. I know the accent's a bit thick, I'm sorry.
Is everybody welcome?
God.
Greenfold Remembers. And your young lady, you suggest monkey slut.
Yeah, I think it's great. Monkey slut.
You can go with Operation Greenfold Remembers.
Well, Loic, I believe it's your idea. I think the passphrase should be your decision.
We can go with Greenfold remembers. I think it's significant and subtle, so it should be something that works for us.
I will tell very select members of the gate guard that if we get some travelers who say the passphrase, Greenfold remembers, then we'll know that these people are to be hidden and looked after from any prying eyes from, shall we say, the capitals. I would like to tell Sirs Raphael and Lorelabeth about this. They've proven themselves to be honourable knights and could probably help in this endeavour.
We believe they are trustworthy.
That's fine. Yep.
I will discuss it with them, and then we'll come up with a way to fully implement this. But I want to thank you very much, Loic. I'm happy to be of assistance, and you gave us back your lives, and then if I can give back the lives of your, compatriots, your brethren, then that's all I can do to repay this great debt that this village owes to all of you.
Don't worry about it. You help us, and I will ensure that they will help you rebuild this village.
Excellent. I really appreciate it. Is there anything else I can help you with? Any more secret spy stuff we need to do?
For me, I'm good on the secret spy stuff. I don't know if anyone else wants to go 007 while we're here, but that's it for me.
I'm good.
Hey, would you mind if I took a little peek around your armory, perhaps? I mean, this old thing's wearing away a little bit.
I would like to have luck.
Well, I know that Ribbon has returned to his shop, so I'm sure he'll be giving you. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to show you his wares.
Perhaps with a little discount, a little dwarven discount. You know what I mean? I'm kind of nudging him with my elbow.
Oh well, it's not up to me. It's up to Ribbon.
That's fair.
I'll come with you. If there's not a discount, we'll acquire a 5-finger discount.
I would like to come along.
I'd very much like to see you steal a suit of armor.
Just put it on and walk out, right?
That's what I was going to say. You literally just put it on and walk away. What can they do with armor?
Right,
I'd actually like to pull the mayor aside just for a quick hot second.
Yep. So Korgrin pulls the mayor aside.
Yes, it's Korgrin. How may I help?
Did any of your villagers perhaps find a dagger in the potion shop?
A what? Sorry?
Dagger. A black blade. Kind of it gives you the heebie-jeebies a little bit.
Yes. There was an incident in which we found a number of bodies discarded down there, and the only thing of note we found was a dagger. A couple of the guards fished it out along with the bodies, and then they had a fist fight, and now they're currently in the guard station cooling off. I believe one known as Raphael has confiscated the dagger.
Oh. Interesting. Is he still at the guard station, do you know?
As far as I'm aware, yes.
Alright, thank you. I think I might give the guard station a quick visit then. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay. Very well, no problem. Well, have a good day, and the shops are open, as bare as they are. I'm sure the smell of rot will be leaving the air soon enough. We're going to grow some more pine trees, just to try and combat it a bit.
Didn't even notice I'm that used to it.
And with that, he returns to his duties in the cemetery. So, what's the next order of business for you guys?
Fuck.
You can go armor shop or you can go guard station.
Yeah, I think I need to go guard station. I'm gonna try and... Because it was my fucking idea to go to the armor shop, so I can't just sneak away, because it was my fucking idea. I am gonna have to try and sneak away and go to the guard station.
Well, I already said that I would be following Corgi in hopes of going to the armor shop with him.
I also would like to go to the armor shop, so...
Oh, just you guys go to the armor shop. I just gotta go take a dump. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Beer doesn't agree. It's something about human ale. It just doesn't sit right with me. I'm terribly sorry. Be with you in a few.
Go ahead and make if anybody wants to make an insight check against his deception, you can. Purely because Korgrin's never openly spoken about taking dumps in front of you.
Nobody talks about taking a dump unless...
Purely because he incites me at every possible opportunity.
Oh my god, a 24. Fuck my life.
Go ahead and make a deception check, Korgrin. You may ask for more in his guidance.
I think Bella thinks the best of everyone, so she's just like, yeah, he's just having a shit, innit?
Morden ain't helping shit.
So, as Korgrin, as you're weaving this masterful lie as a
it's perfect in my head. The man that never lies.
Yeah. Like, you can't possibly see how they could possibly see through such a foolproof story. Rennas and Verity are just standing there with one eyebrow raised, each of them, just going with their heads slightly cocked, like, are you shitting me at the moment?
But being the secretive person that Rennas is, he allows other people their secrets, so he knows full well you're full of shit, but he doesn't actually care.
Shit you not. I need a shit. And
so with that, Korgrin goes away to
hopefully successfully
find the Livy.
Can I just keep following him?
Yeah. Do you want to make a stealth check?
Oh yes, please. Never get to do it.
I mean, in Verity, if you want to follow without him noticing you, you can make a stealth check if you want.
Eesh.
That doesn't beat my passive.
Korgrin, as you're walking away, you very distinctly see Verity ducking from stall to stall, trying to follow you. Just going,
Is it like really bad?
I'm suspicious, y'all.
Is it really bad? Like, she's got an inspiration from the mayor, and she's now doing 007 like rolls between huts and buildings. In her own little sound effects, like
super secret. Korgrin following
in the background as a raven doing the sound effects. That.
So, you are aware that Verity is following you.
I mean, this is a really long way to take a shit, Corgi.
All of these places, Verity does come up to you and says that you're taking a long way to take a shit.
I don't know how to ask for a toilet here, so I'm just going to the guard station. Because they've probably got toilets there.
Why are you keeping secrets? Thought we weren't going to do this anymore.
I don't keep secrets. You keep secrets.
But you've been lying.
I know you are, but what am I?
Ooh, a good comeback.
I mean,
as you're saying this rather coyly, Korgrin, you do see in her eyes
genuine hurt. Yeah,
it's still hurt, and not from just this lie, but from everything that happened yesterday. It's still very clearly on her mind.
Truth be told, I feel terribly guilty for allowing. You remember that dagger, that found in the succubus that was with an orb, was with the heart, and next to this little bag was this dagger. Obviously, we had that scuffle in the potion shop, and things went a bit. Excuse my French. Excuse my Elvish. A little
it went to shit.
Up. Yeah, I went to shit. Just like me. And feel awful knowing that evil was still burrowed in this village. Like, despite Desdemonda being dead, presumably, I wouldn't be happy with myself knowing that I'd let that stay here and still continue to cause misery. Well, I didn't want to let everyone know because it seems like I might be one of the few people to handle it, and the thing I want to do is re-invoke that fire in Arrabella and Loic, because they seemed awfully possessive of it.
Well, why didn't you just tell, You know I wanted nothing to do with the dagger.
No, but it
What if you
didn't
need
seem like
backup? What if you get
they.
Obviously someone else has it now. What if they hurt you with it? Being an idiot. Trying to do stuff by yourself.
Alright. I'm very sorry for trying to deceive you, Verity. I've been doing this a while, and this is one of the few times that I feel I'm quite comfortable handling it, but certainly wouldn't say no to an extra pair of ears about this place, then. Would you like to accompany me inside? Make up for my wrongdoing?
I just follow him.
Okay. So you both go into the guard station, and inside you can. It's a bit of an L-shaped building. Like, it goes up a bit of a corridor, and then eventually you turn to the left, and that's where you see all the cells. And then there's a table there with what looks like the remains of a poker game that was going on last night. There are a couple of guards in there. And Raphael is in there as well, and he looks like he's having a discussion with the captain in there. He sees you coming in and goes, Korgrin, Verity, good to see you. What brings you around here?
Good morning, Raphael. Do you mind helping me take a look at something? I need your eyes on something I found.
Of course, I'm at your assistant.
Thank you.
He follows you.
Is Laura Beth in there?
Laura Beth? No, she's not in there, no.
God damn it.
I'll either try and pull him away to like a quieter room or just take him outside, whichever is easiest.
Yeah, so outside would probably be best by some trees.
Okay.
So you take him over to those trees, so he'll come out with you. He goes, so, what's up? What's going on?
Apologies for pulling you outside. I don't actually need your eyes over anything. I was speaking to the mayor, and he told me that there was a bit of a fuffle with a couple of people in the potion shop and a couple of guards over a particular dagger that you might be familiar with.
Yes, that dagger, the one that was thrown down the hole, and then when those people got turned back into people, well, that happened. I thought it best to remove the knife from the situation.
Do you still have it?
Yes, I do.
Do you mind if I hold on to it? Purely because I don't know its effects. I don't know what kind of abilities you're capable of.
I intend to destroy this knife. It's my first opportunity.
Can I insight
check that?
Yes, you can.
Oh, fuck.
Verity. Wow, Raphael's so amazing, so heroic.
I can't believe he would sacrifice himself to do it with this dagger.
I'm just going to whisper something to you, Korgrin.
Okay. Hi, and that's very noble of you, Sir Valenstar. You and I have both seen what that dagger is capable of, and right now I think I'm the only one, at least out of us, that can hold it without being influenced by it. If it's alright with you, I'd like to take the dagger. Yeah, do that, please.
Make a persuasion roll at disadvantage.
Oh, fuck.
Korgrin, I appreciate this, but trust me when I say I know what I'm doing. I know several people that are able to destroy this unholy, ungodly weapon, and it will do so. I will get it done.
Can you show it to me real quick?
Yes, of course. He wraps his hand up in part of his cloak, and he withdraws the dagger, and it shimmers. The black blade just shimmers a little bit, and he holds it up.
Can I cast the spell magic on it?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Just see if anything happens.
Okay. So you cast the spell magic on it, and it washes over the knife. Go ahead and make an Arcana. No, make a Charisma check because that is your governing thing.
Hold on a sec. Gotta do wild magic, and then.
I'm going to have the knife make a Wisdom saving throw. It has a +2 to this.
Charisma.
Okay. So. You can see it, you can tell that there's definitely a magical battle happening on the unseen level between your magic and the knife, and it vibrates quite hard, and then eventually it goes soft, and the black blade, the blackness of the blade eventually sort of dissipates away, and it becomes a regular iron steel color, and with that, Raphael drops the blade and he holds his head and he goes, wait, what happened? Wait.
I think the power...
You can do this by yourself, Corgi. Seriously?
You know we have access to the same magic.
At the moment, but Arrabella and Loic, at that precise moment, both of you immediately get headaches and just like, that feels weird. What happened? Sort of thing, like you just lost some memories or something like that. But I'll tell them that when they get back. So, yeah.
You know, while he's in his dazed state, still a little bit distrusting, I'll pick up the dagger.
You pick up the dagger. It's just a regular dagger now.
I will put it in my inventory and hold on to it.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what overcame me there. We were having a chat, and we were talking about something.
Full dagger.
What dagger?
A black dagger.
This dagger.
Found it in.
That's not a dagger. That's a dog.
We had a little
doggy before.
Scuffle about it in the potion shop before we went into the church, stopped the great old one, Desdemonda.
I think, Korgrin, the stress of battle is affecting you, my friend. That's not what happened in there. When we went into the potion shop, we found a hole with zombies down it, and Arrabella and Loic got into a disagreement about something.
About a dagger?
There was no dagger. I remember distinctly there was a dagger.
Think, my friend, you're a bit confused. Verity and I remember a dagger because I'm holding it. She just dispelled the magic of the dagger had taken sway over you.
Dispelling the magic.
Clayton, now that you're back, what's just happened with Korgrin and Verity? You have lost all memories of that dagger. You do not remember it, and any attempt to try and remember anything about it, you recall a scene with it in it, and everything was in it except for the dagger, so it just really confuses you if you think about it.
Feel a little bit relieved.
Well, you can't feel relieved because you don't feel anything
I suppose so. I suppose so.
So he goes, no, I apologize. I think I may have drank too much last night. I got a bit too merry for my own good. Well. Is there anything else I can help you with? I need to go over some things with the guards.
No, I suppose not. Thank you for your time, Raphael, and
of course.
You keep doing what you're doing.
Before you leave the village, find me before you leave the village. We need to have one quick discussion about what happens next. But we'll do that when you're ready. And with that, he retreats into the guard station. So the rest of you have been slowly meandering over to Eckhart's armor shop. to the point where just before you get inside, Loic clutches his head and it's like, oh, he looks weird. Looks like he's just got a headache.
I'll tell you what it was, to be honest.
You okay, Mr. Loic?
Just don't know. I can't remember anything. I feel like I should, but I can't.
Well, no, you don't know that you can't remember anything. You can remember everything. You're just missing a dagger, and I don't know that you're missing a dagger, so therefore I can't talk to you about it.
You can remember everything that's happened. It's just that all the memories of you holding the dagger, interacting with the dagger, and talking about the dagger are gone.
It's weird. I just have like a mental fog overcoming me.
Well, you seem alright now.
I suppose so. I guess I'm gonna have to be.
I mean, I'm not going to randomly bring up the dagger, so therefore I wouldn't know what's caused this. To me, you just got a headache, and I'm like, yeah,
suppose
okay.
Sorry, yeah.
So, you guys wander over to the armor shop, and I'll just say for the sake of brevity, everybody's able to get there at pretty much the same time. You'll head inside.
Headshots armor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Eckhart's armor shop.
Okay, I'll be right back. Just need to. Good to see you.
So it's not Arrabella because she is sleeping. So bye-bye, Harry.
Deleted.
And that's the old one. So let's get the new Bella in. There we go.
Yeah.
Bella, you have had a long rest, so you can get all your HP back.
Oh, tight. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Alright, so as you walk in, there are still a few bloodstains on the ground. But other than that, it looks much more cleaned up. You can see a half-elven chap on the other side wearing quite a wide-brimmed black hat with a white flower in it. Long, flowy brown hair, pale skin, dressed rather smartly, and he goes, welcome to Eckhart's Armor Shop. How can I help you today? Wait, you guys are the heroes. You guys are, hey, celebrities in my shop. Hey, come in.
Well, don't mind if I do, my good friend, my good armor man friend. Thanking you.
Of course. So, what can I do for you? Are you looking for new wonderful armors?
Of course, we always need to better protect ourselves because we're the only ones that are going to do that. No one else is going to do it for us.
Now, I sell everything second hand, so everything you see here I've gotten from somewhere else, so I can't guarantee the authenticity of the make of said armor. So, but I've double-checked it all. It all works very well. I know a little bit about armor smithing to know where to make necessary repairs if need be, but everything is in tip-top shape and we're very worth every penny. So, what sort of armor are you looking for today?
Plate. I need protection. I want to be bulky and well protected from my enemy's blows. What can you do for me?
Alright, well, I do have plate armor available. It is currently on your side. I do have one of those available. I'll be the only one I have. Now, normally, if it's the last one I have to jack up the price a little bit in order to, get some more in and pay for transportation and all that. Because you're a hero, I'll sell it to you for a straight 1,500 gold pieces.
Jesus Christ.
That's still...
Moradin's beard, that's so much money. Sure, you can't just... I mean...
Oh.
Well, if it weren't for you, I would be selling this at 2,000 gold pieces. So you're already saving.
But if it weren't for us, you might not be able to sell it at all because your village was overcome by the dead.
And I appreciate that, but I do run a business, and I'm not a charity.
Oh,
I'm very appreciative. Don't get me wrong. And I'm waving 500 gold off of this wonderful spec of armor immediately, just for being who you are. But I I mean, I paid a lot of money for it, and I have to make my money back, and I have to earn some profit. I've got a lot of rebuilding to do here, and I need money.
What about for a wink, pretty please, and a coy dwarven smile? What can that get me?
Like a persuasion roll. Moradin's not guiding you on this one.
Oh, I had a feeling he wasn't. Ugh.
You give him a smile and a wink and a pretty please, and you ask him, what can that give me? And he says, that can give you 1,500 gold pieces of a fantastic plate armor.
Oh, shite. Afraid I don't have that coin. Lean on me.
Standard PHB prices. So.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fine. I'm a huff because I'm getting.
If that's not in your particular field, I do have some splint armor. If that's more your scale.
How much?
Splint now. I'll sell that to you. I've got 2 of those in Dwarven make, so I'll sell that to you for 220 gold pieces.
I still don't have enough. I borrow 100 gold from treasury.
We can adjust the plate that we've got.
Oh god.
Alright, well, if you take money out of the with the money you're working with, you're not going to be able to get much from an armor shop, unfortunately. This is expensive shit.
No, but I am a hero of this village. He'd be dead.
And he's giving you discounts.
Giving us discount to
Quest
normal
for
price.
armor continues.
I mean, he's charging more anyway because of the limited stock that he has. The fact that armor is not made in this village, so we have to get it imported. Like economy and travel time does have an effect on it. So he'll sell you the splint now for 220 gold pieces. He can, if you want chainmail, he'll sell that to you for 75 gold pieces.
Much would you be?
Shields.
Got a pretty good shield. How happy would you be to refit some armor? Like, are you familiar with resizing at all, or is that not really your forte?
Yes, I can certainly do it, but it will be an extended activity. It'll take me maybe about 3 or 4 days. I don't have all.
Maybe trade
I
that
have limited
towards the
tools.
other?
So could you repeat that?
Like, maybe trade that armor you have, Corgi, towards the one that he has. See if that further.
Well, that's the thing. I sold a set of armor to Wade to pay for my hammer, so I don't actually have. Wade's currently the only one that has.
But you could sell the armor you're currently wearing, and then buy the plate armor.
Which is chain, which would probably get me about 50 gold if I'm lucky.
There you go, 14,950. That's a bargain. No, hang on, I can't even count. 1,450. That's the one. Oh, it's too early.
Can I just go up to the dude and be like, yo, I have some of these, and like take out the 5 pounds of the 10 pounds of glowing crystals I took from the cave and be like, would this be useful to you for making like any fancy magic armor?
As you take them out, it's been over 24 hours since you took them now. The glow has gone.
Oh, my nightlight gone.
Yeah, unfortunately, chips of the crystal only retain their glow for 24 hours.
Like, if I try and cast like a light cantrip on them, does that do anything to the magic they can retain?
Yeah, so, I mean, that creates more like a rainbow effect than anything else. It's the light reflection in the crystals themselves.
But like,
and he goes, well, that looks pretty, but I don't know what I can do with it.
retain any magic that I put into it, so any non-harmful spells that I cast.
No, you're really breaking the bank on this one. How about, and I'm putting on a bit of a show, so you'll have to kind of imagine that. I reach into my inventory and I sigh a little and pull out hematite that I know is currently worth 10 gold. I say, this is a really, really precious gem that we found in the church, and it might, I don't know, it depends on your value on gems, it might cover the cost of some splint armor. This is up to you, obviously, it's very rare, but I'm quite begrudged to part with this, but at the end of the day, armor is armor.
You're not gonna give that to Willie. Do you know how well he works with gems and armor?
Oh, I know, but you know, we're going to the capital. We've still got part of the journey away for the tribute, because we're guarding the tribute that nobody else has done, and we're the only competent people that have been able to do so. But if we encounter something else on the way, and I could have used with a bit of extra armor, you know? So, good sir, here is my gem in exchange for some splint armor.
No!
Okay, go ahead and make another persuasion advantage because Verity is assisting.
Yes!
Oh my goodness! Wow.
He looks at you and he says, "Well, that's a mighty fine tale you're telling me there. Okay, sure. I mean, I don't really deal with gems, but I'll be happy to work that into the price. What are you looking for, Splint?"
Aye.
Take that gem. I'll knock the price down to 175 gold pieces.
Can anyone scrounge up 75 gold for me?
Yep,
Please?
I'll give you 75 gold, and I'll say to you again, buy the plate armor, the money's in the treasury.
Wait, there might be something more worthwhile. I give him 175 gold and I take the splint.
Excellent. So you, that's an armor class of 17.
Yes! Go up by 1! I'm at 20!
And Otti's taken 75 gold at the treasury because I'd have immediately gone to the treasury and said, Korgrin, the thieving little dwarf bastard, just took 75 gold off.
No, well, that's what Korgrin wants, and this guy turns to the rest of you and goes, "Okay, so is there anything else I can get for you?" "You, sir," and he turns to Rennas. "You look like you could do some decent armor."
I could. Do you have any nice leather, sturdy leather armor that I can still have lots of maneuverability and stealthiness?
Oh, I have got some studded leather armor for you, sir.
Ooh, I am a bit of a stud.
And he brings up a selection of he's got about 5 armors, all of them in a different design and such like that. A studded leather, he'll sell them to you for 45 gold pieces each. The armor class will be 12 plus your dexterity modifier.
Ooh, that sounds good to me. Yeah, I'll take some studded leather armor. For how much? How much did you say it was? Sorry.
It'll be 45 gold pieces.
Yeah, I'm not even going to haggle. I'm happy with that.
No worries. So then you can just, I'm not too fussed about the design, so you can just imagine what the design of the leather armor will be, whatever you want it to be.
Sweet. And it's 12 plus my dex from when you're AC.
Yeah, so 12 plus your dex.
So 15. Woo! It's like gone up by 2. That's well worth it. See?
Yeah, that will. Now you won't be able to. I won't be able to hit you as easily.
Well, I mean, you say that, but in my other game, I had an AC of 20 and was still getting hit every fucking turn. So.
So Rennas purchases and now equips some studded leather armor. What do you want to do with your old armor? Because it was leather, was it not?
Yeah, I mean, would you like to buy this lovely leather armor? It's been through the war. It's a great little story.
Wait.
Yeah.
Does this dude have any more light armor?
He's got plenty of light armor, yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, can you just give it to me as a hand-me-down or something?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you want it, but you can buy some studded leather armor from this lovely chap.
Well, he's got 4 more studded leather armor.
Okay. 45 gold, yeah?
Yeah, 45 gold.
Okay, I'll buy it.
How much would you like for this armor that was, you know, it's defended me against dragons, against undead,
So
it's seen
war,
angels.
So, well, that's certainly a mighty tale, but I mean, it looks used.
I predestination exclamation now.
Yay! See, look, it's shiny.
Oh. certainly looks more shiny, but I know that the armor itself has been used, so there's a little bit of work to be done on it.
It's not been used, it's been proven. Proven to be effective. I'm still alive.
3 gold and 5 silver.
Bargain. Thank you very much, sir.
Right, so you can put that in your inventory.
Okay, not even haggling.
You no longer have your leather, but you have studded leather. And Verity, you now have studded leather armor. So your AC is now 12 plus your dexterity modifier.
14!
Whoop whoop.
I have taken some pocket money from the treasury because I was like, I'm pretty sure Arrabella wanted some armor as well. I think she mentioned something about a chain shirt or something along those lines. Or
the chain. He has a chain shirt, but not for a smaller halfling.
Oh, drats. What has he got for a halfling?
He has hide. I'll be that AC is 12 plus Dex to a maximum of 2, so a maximum of 14.
Which is still at least 1 better, so I'm sure she probably wouldn't say no. And it's only about how much are you saying? About 10 gold pieces?
Yeah, 10 gold is fair enough. Yes.
I don't know if Arrabella wants to mark off 10 gold, and I'll say that I've got the armor.
We'll take it on the treasury.
We'll just make a mental note to let her know that we purchased hide armor for her for 10 gold pieces.
All the armor purchases can come out of the treasury. I think everyone should get armor from the treasury. That's why we've got the treasury at the end of the day. So you can put your.
He's got plenty of shields. If anybody wants to get a shield.
No, shields aren't really my forte.
That blade wouldn't work with me.
I'm proficient, but I don't know how I would really work about
She's
it.
awake!
I am, yeah, I can't sleep. I did try and failed miserably.
Okie doke.
But, yeah. Oh, you're on about my character. Sorry. Brain
melted. It's fine.
I mean, Korgrin, you would have instinctively just look at these shields just for the interest of it. Can you just go ahead and make an investigation check for me, please?
Oh, okay. Again, at advantage because I'm dumb, but a 17.
Okay. So you notice that one of the shields is emblazoned with a symbol of an eye. And as you sort of just have a quick look over it, you just notice yourself being more perceptive of things. This is go ahead and make an Arcana check on that, please.
I ask for Verity to come over and just go, I think I'm getting a whiff of something. Do you mind lending a hand, or do you want to take a look?
But what's this?
It's a shield that's caught my eye. It's just, you know when you're looking and then you see something in your peripheral, then like, oh, actually, something about this shield is drawing to me.
I mean, I can spend 10 minutes to do like.
No. This is more like a just give it a quick once over with me, would you?
Loic's proficient in Arcana.
Cast your eye over it.
I can help you. I give him assistance instead of doing it.
Yep, okay. Roll at advantage then.
Oh.
You've heard of these before. This is a sentinel shield.
Oh. Is it going to do the same as like Bella's type of sling? Stop you being snuck up on and chisel?
While holding this shield, you have advantage on initiative rolls and perception checks.
Nice.
Oh.
Whoa. So shield the alarm.
It doesn't prevent you from being surprised, but
Is it magical as well in terms of defense?
No, it's just it's a regular shield, but it gives you advantage on initiative and perception rolls.
That's pretty cool. Though.
Artie's quite keen on that shield, to be fair. So if you're happy with your shield, she'll take the perception-y one. If you'll just have to defense higher. But either way.
Go ahead and okay, Otti, can you go ahead and make an insight check for me, please?
Yeah, but advantage on initiative is damn good. Oh, bless.
No worries. So you take the Otti takes the shield after being told what it is and takes it up to the counter, and he will. He says, "Oh yes, this shield, yes, it's definitely one of the most decorative pieces I have. Purely because of its decoration, I'll sell it to you for 15 gold pieces instead of 10.
Oh my god!
Fucking buy it now! Go!
I want it.
Get it! Do it!
And I want it.
I want it. No. That took me a second.
I tried! I made an attempt at a joke.
It was good. I just missed it.
I didn't even notice. Well done.
Very good. Bella is proud. She'll pat you on the back and be like, yeah! It's very well.
Korgrin, I mean, you overhear this and you instinctively know what these things are worth, and you get a suspicion that this guy doesn't actually know what that kind of shield is.
Oh no, something's clicked and gone. Oh right.
That's why he's selling it for so low, and could have been convinced to sell it for lower because he didn't actually know what it was, and he was just doing a sales and shit thing.
It's like, very good price that one.
He's happy. He's happy. He's made a profit, and Korgrin, you're happy knowing that you just saved I just saved a lot of money.
Was that advantage on perception or plus to perception?
Advantage.
It's an advantage on initiative and perception rolls.
No.
That's good. That's really good.
Dang, yo.
And Otti, did you already use a shield?
I did, yeah. Which I'll probably try and sell one on that.
He'll buy that old shield for 2 gold pieces. 13 gold for a magical shield.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
Okay.
So your AC remains the same, but you now have initiative. You have now got bonuses on initiative and perception checks, and you don't have to attune to that shield. That's just something you have.
Oh shit!
That's fucking awesome. Nice. Good find.
It's called the Sentinel Shield. Yeah.
Okay, Bella's gonna take a step forward and just be like, I don't suppose you got anything that'll help a barbarian that doesn't particularly like wearing armor much?
Okay, so is there anything else that you guys are hoping to get out of the armor shop?
Bella just asked if there was anything that would help with Barbarian.
No, because barbarians they go in the buff.
No
That's
braces?
what they like to do. No braces. No, this guy's purely armor.
Sad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Interesting sound.
who's that? What is that sound?
Like a phone ringing, probably.
Loic.
That's very loud. Very loud.
Oh
Okay,
boy.
so you guys head back out into the village. Is there anything else you guys want to do in this village at all?
Yes. I want to try and sell these gems that I've got in the inventory.
Okay, sure. They go for about 10 gold pieces each.
Yeah, I need to mark mine off now.
I've also got a weird blue gem. Would that sell for the same? I'll sell my one I'm here. I can't actually remember where I got it from.
You got the blue gem from the crypt, the cemetery.
Yeah.
Yes. From the dead guy. I remember from robbing graves like a terrible, terrible person. I had forgotten.
Yeah.
So, in fact, I wanted to get Verity to have a look at it first, actually.
Okay.
Make sure it wasn't magical in any way.
Verity, do you want to give a once over? Do you want to give a once over on that gem?
Yeah, I can try and do an identify on it.
Oh, so you want to do identify as a ritual? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make an Arcana check for me, please.
Jesus Christ.
Big crash.
Okay.
Cool.
You know that this isn't a regular gem. This is something more. Where is it?
Want to tell that if it needs a code word or anything? Like the orb of oop?
This is an emerald gem. And you get the sense that this is a conjuration kind of magic. You don't know exactly what it does, but you have the suspicion that if this gem was to be broken, something would come from it.
Yeah, okay, so I give it to Rennas and I'm like, yeah, you smashed it, something out, like, it might kill you, it might not.
Thanks. I'll give it a go, and I will smash it in a time of need, and hope it doesn't kill me.
Okay.
She's gone. But I was gonna say, like, before we leave, I was gonna get Bella aside.
She'll be back in just a tick.
Do we want to go to Venerable Swordsman, Blacksmith, anywhere else, or do we want to just get Larbith and Raphael and leave?
I'm going to just head on and press.
I'm up for leaving. I mean, I could have gone and tried to find a better bow, but I'm fairly happy with my bow, and you know, I've got my +2 to my armor. I'm happy. I do want to get this treasure to the capital.
Like, what more could you possibly want?
General success in the armor shop, we might find, you know, worst case scenario, we don't have any luck. Best case scenario, we get better luck.
How long would I need aside with Bella to get a haircut?
Wow.
Let's see. Probably take me about half an hour. Wouldn't be that long. An hour.
Okay. So Verity gets a haircut from Bellatrix. Bellatrix, go ahead and make a performance check at advantage because this is your bread and butter.
No.
Advantage. Please be good.
Yeah, no, that's easy enough. What type of haircut would Verity like to have? Is the question.
I've just a picture in the chat.
Oh.
Chat. Oh.
Discord.
Not Discord, sorry.
Oh, is that an updated picture for Verity?
Yes, please.
Okay, I will do that. So you no longer have your purple hair; you now have a greenish, bluish hair.
Well, it's
That's
still
just the light.
same color. It's just going to be short. Like
that's just the light in the picture.
No, like this is the closest one. I would have drawn it myself, but that's a bit hard at the moment.
Yeah. Lovely jumping.
It's cute.
That's fucking awesome.
Don't worry about changing any icons. Like, you know.
No. I've got too much to. I just want to focus on the game. I'll change it in the future games.
My first inter-party haircut. Yay!
Yeah.
Whoop whoop.
Okay, so that's what Verity and Bella do. Otti and Rennas. Otti and Rennas goes to sell the gems.
No, I'm not selling my gem because I only had that one, and apparently it's magic. So yeah.
Yeah, nice. Anything else you guys want to do?
Take a look at the Venerable Swordsman.
Okay. The Venerable Swordsman, unfortunately, is closed. The owner was killed, unfortunately.
Even better. Let's kick the door in. No, I kid. For a change.
You've changed, Korgrin. You've changed.
Greenfold has changed.
Changed us all.
The items that are inside have been commandeered by the guards. Just to,
in circulation and all. Yeah. Sure. That's fair enough then. I'll kind of. Oh, all right then. To the main square.
Okay, so you guys start gathering your things to leave. As you are making your way towards the front gate, you do see Raphael and Lorabeth are walking down the main street, and they catch your eyes, and he goes, "Ah, everyone! Glad I caught you before you left. So, obviously, you guys are probably on to the next part of your journey, and me and Lorabeth has discussed this, and we owe our swords to you, and we owe our company to you, and we will do whatever we can to help you. But for now, we would like to stay here and help these people rebuild. So,
reasonable.
This is the part where I'd say we part ways for now.
Great,
Right.
bye, see you later.
Well, we hope that you're in great success here and everything goes well with rebuilding the town. And
I just look
basically-
to Lorabeth and I'm like, sorry about hitting you with the fireball, but, between you and my friend, I had to make a choice, and, no offense, I don't
All right.
mean you.
No offense taken. Seriously, you can throw me with another fireball. I bet he felt it.
I mean...
Oh, don't!
Maybe
She
won't.
will. She will. Don't say that.
Rennas just catches Raphael's eye, doesn't say anything, but a little appreciative nod of the offer.
Yeah, he nods back at you.
Did they fuck or something?
Meanwhile,
Bow, chicka, bow, wow.
Lorabeth is smirking at Verity, basically just almost goading her to throw more spells at Lorabeth.
Don't do it! She will!
Wait till we
Maybe.
leave.
I go to cast
Well.
something, and it's just predigitation to make her hair look nice.
Oh, thank you.
Whatever.
Kind of like the
Peace out!
kind of like the battle scarred look, but yeah, sure. She's a nice girl, isn't she?
She's the
Fucking
best.
heard that!
Yep.
So Raphael turns to the rest of you and says, "So we don't know how long it will take to rebuild this village. Mayor Korgrin has had a discussion with us. Apparently there'll be some refugees heading here soon. So I think I'll get some of my soldiers and we'll start organising things around here. We'll keep the wildlife away. Let these people get back to their lives. And when you need us, we'll be here. You know where to call on us."
Certainly, and hope that's mutual. And if you need our help, or you can get in touch some way or another, it's
I appreciate that, but I'm fine enough of a warrior to look after everything by myself. So no need to worry about me.
You weren't
well,
fine enough a warrior to deal with the
Lorabeth
rest of this
goes,
town 10 minutes ago.
Lorabeth just goes, "Oh God."
Come on, let's go.
I'll just give a quick description of the Knights of Edgar and say, if you see any of these people roaming around, you haven't seen us, they aren't safe. Just
What,
try to get rid
Edgar?
of them.
We need a description. He knows who Edgar is. Yeah,
The Edgar.
the Edgar.
He
Do you remember
has
I was saying we'd met
written
some other
back-
knights and you were the first one I didn't want to kill?
Yeah.
Edgar's not a nice person. I don't know what you know about him, but you've worked with us, you've fought beside us, you know us to be honourable and trustworthy. Do not trust that man.
I'll remember that. But if Edgar's your
You say
enemy,
fight him, but just be cautious.
we'll certainly be aware. But if Edgar is your enemy, then, well, you'll need more allies.
We're working on it.
I can dedicate 500 men to you. Lorabeth can dedicate 50. Edgar,
How many did Edgar have?
well, common soldiery aside, he has about 40, 45 knights that work directly for him, and they themselves have their own companies. Edgar's one of the highest ranked knights in the land.
Could we maybe get a list of these knights?
Oh, they're all available in the Temple of the Order. I don't know them all by name.
Oh,
So with the potential
I'll see
of
what I can
each
do.
knight having 500 under his battalion, that's a total of 22,500 soldiers he could have.
They're not all likely to have 500, but
That's like
yeah,
the
that's a
maximum possibility.
yeah. No, it's a fair one.
Well, not all of his knights are as experienced as I. Some of them just gravitated towards him for his notoriety.
I'm just going worst case scenario.
If I had to put numbers on it, I'd say his forces currently sit at around maybe 50 or 60,000 strong.
Okay.
But this is where we just work. I'm not saying this to Raphael, but I'll say it to the party after we leave. This is where we just work our way up from the bottom and just take out some low-level knights and just, little bit of time, edge our way through.
You have already taken out 4 of his knights, so.
And we still need to look for. I haven't written the guy's name down, but the guy we were supposed to.
Yeah, not Yukio, but yeah, Young Kai. Was it
Koto or Yutoko, something like that?
Yeah, Yakuto.
Yakuto, yes. I did have the notes, and I've lost the bloody notes that I wrote down because I had to wipe my laptop. But yeah.
I mean, if you want, if you want to know how many people Yakuto has under his command, you've got 2 knights in front of you who might know. So.
Yes. Do you know? Well, like we asked you if you knew a knight Yakuto. Do you know how many soldiers he has under his command?
Oh, he's been around a little longer than Lorabeth. You're probably. Last I checked, he just won a little bit of notoriety with a peacekeeping mission out into the Western Steppes. Traveling from town to town, checking up on less able people. I heard he did some good work with children with disability. He was awarded an additional 50 soldiers for that. So I think he's currently standing at around maybe 150.
Yeah, and you see, Raphael, this is why I won't be joining your order anytime soon.
Why? Why? What?
The work he did with children of disability was increasing the number of children with disabilities. Not a nice guy.
There you go.
Mike. Then this just reinforces what I discussed with you last night, Rennas. It really does. And I really hope things can get better. I really do.
They will. But remember, when you hear some negative stories about us, remember to take them with a pinch of salt. The propaganda is rife.
Verity, all the potions from the potion shop were taken by you guys, so there's nothing left. With that, he shakes all of your hands, and Laura Biff just gives you all.
I was hoping the guard barracks would have some.
No, unfortunately. And he wishes you all well on your journey. And then they proceed to move further on into town. So, the party is moving onwards towards the front entrance.
Shit, is Arrabella with us?
Arrabella
it's in the back of the car.
Yeah. Well, with what she's walking.
Home Alone situation.
The car is still at the Prancing Pony.
Home Alone.
That's a few hours. That's a few hours of walk. So Arrabella is going to be complaining and moaning the entire way. But
I mean, Bella or OT can carry her.
I'll carry her. Yeah, it's fine.
She's only a halfling. She thought. I mean, I could probably manage it.
Just cradle her.
It was a crisp morning, and now that the sun is clear, the temperature's definitely rising, and people are already they're attempting to restart their normal life. The birds have returned and are singing. The sky is clear and dazzling. The smell in the air is pine fresh with a hint of rot. But you
How
suspect
far away are we?
that'll be. Huh? No, you're still in the village. I'm just describing the day. But you are a couple of hours of walking away from the cart. The smell in the air is pine fresh with a hint of rot that you suspect will be leaving after a little while, and plenty of washes. So, Loic, you are walking alongside the party, lagging around at the back, just minding your own business, when a man, to what amounts to being a travelling peacock, catches your eye. His eyes are bright and sparkly. His red coat has golden inlays at the tails that form depictions of flames. His golden gloves are adorned with sparkly gems and fluffy cuffs.
Where is he and how far away?
Pardon?
Where is he and how far away is he?
He's about 20 feet away from you, and he's just like, the others haven't noticed it. You've just like noticed it just out of like lagging around at the back. He's got dirty blonde. He's got dirty blonde hair and it's long and well groomed, and his moustache is thin and sumptuous. And he's a sight to behold. And as you notice that, I'll say, here we go. So say you're there, everyone's there essentially. Laura Biff and Raphael down there, yeah. And then as you catch eyes with him, he also looks up and catches eyes with you, and for a moment he gives a very, very audible sort of thing.
You recognize him at all?
Hello.
No, you don't. And he rushes over to you, and he goes, "You are absolutely perfect. Oh my God."
What am I perfect for?
Oh no.
You are. I can tell that you are just naturally charismatic, and I require you for a play in a traveling show tonight. Congratulations.
Oh well, okay. We might have to dial it back a couple digits here. Where and what play?
Oh, so we're a little bit down the road. The play is All Around the Mist. Unfortunately, the actress has recently she's recently suddenly taken ill with a bad case of pregnancy. So she can't act tonight. But if we get you in a dress, you'll look just like her. It'll be amazing. It'll be perfect. I'll pay you 70 gold pieces.
You couldn't have foresaw that this lady would not have been able to act because she was pregnant?
Yep, she's got a real bad case of it. It's not going away for like 9 months.
Make an insight check.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just do it, man.
Can I hear this guy now? Surely I've noticed him because he's run up and talked to us.
Interested in the rapid onset.
He is loud enough that all of you can see Loic is being accosted by this very opulent, flamboyant-looking man.
Okay, I'm instantly sneaking around to the back of him.
Go ahead and make a stealth check. So as you look at him, Loic, you can tell that he's very forthcoming. He's very open, and he seems genuinely excited that he's been able to find you.
I mean, I do need the money, guys. Problem is, sir, what's your name?
My name is Num Tyrone Foxtwit, or Numpty Foxtwit.
Okay. Mr. Foxtwix.
Sorry. Does this sound like anything like the acting group we heard about back in Brine that were to the east?
Well, go ahead and make a.
Like, I'm trying to find my notes on it, but.
Go ahead and make a history check.
I'd like to pickpocket this guy while he's talking to Loic, please.
Okay, yes, go ahead and make a hand check.
Fuck. Just have to rely on my notes.
You don't really recall ever seeing this guy. So Rennas, you find the available pocket that he has, and you take it out. He's got a lovely embroidered silk handkerchief.
Yay! Best pickpocket ever, guys.
Mr. Fox, I'm gonna call you that.
Please, just call me Num. Let me spit it out for you.
Num num num.
As much as I'd love to
as
a woman and put a dress on for the night, I got some pretty urgent business in the capital.
We'll just speak for this evening, and we're on the way. I promise. I'm from McGumble's Magical Madness Circus, and honestly, you'll be perfect for the plot. You'll be perfect for the play. We really will.
Guys, I mean, could use the gold. If the people are down with it, I'll do it. But I gotta ask my party.
Well, get them all involved. We can get an extra roll. Anything I can get you into that dress.
I mean, I'll look back to the party. It could be a good way to blow off some steam. It has been pretty dark these past couple of days.
Sir, you are bordering on predatory, and I do not appreciate that.
Oh.
I just tap him on the shoulder and say, "Excuse me, sir, you dropped this," and offer him his handkerchief back because I'm not upset.
Oh, thank you,
that's what I was
good. Oh,
told.
wow, you're really cute.
Yeah, I walk off.
Predatory.
Sulking.
What do you guys think? I'm gonna ask the party. I don't want to delay this any further if it's something the rest of the group isn't willing to do.
I mean, I'm game.
It's
I
on.
want to see you in the dress. You're getting in that dress, whether you like it or not.
I have to shave. I'm assuming.
You're half elf. Elves don't grow beards. You're fine.
Fair enough. I mean, if the rest of the group is down and it's on the way, Mister Nummy, we'll do it. And my companions are willing to act alongside me. In fact, that's the only condition that I'll have.
Well, I'll tell you what. If we get you all into play, how about that? I'll pay you 50 gold pieces each, but you'll be our lead star. You'll be 70.
Oh,
bargain. There's a lot I would do for 50 gold pieces.
I'm not making any.
Say that to him.
I'm not making any promises on the acting capabilities, but I will be there.
You are just so charismatic. I guarantee you, you're just gonna be amazing. You're gonna melt loads of people's hearts. I trust you, and I know it. It's destiny. That's what it is. It's destiny.
Oh! Is it Wayland to the east traveling band you're from?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Wayland to the east traveling band. That's the only notes I have on that group.
Oh, no, we're not that, but I heard that some of them will be attending the show this evening. I probably want to get some inspiration for some true magical stuff. Yep, no, we're traveling circus. We're Magumbo's Magical Madness and Circus.
Okay.
And I'm the talent scout.
Gumball's traveling, what?
Magumbo's Magical Madness Circus.
Alliteration. That's...
Nummy, can you tell me more about the character that I'm playing?
Oh, so you'll be playing the heart-stricken Lady Forsyth. She's going to be a complicated character, and she's looking for love in all the wrong places, and she keeps on getting backstabbed, but she never gives up on that hope that just one day she'll find that one person that really completes her soul.
I don't think I could relate more to a part, honestly. I say that with the largest implication of sarcasm possible.
Trust me, I know you'll just be perfect at it. Just show them everything that you are, and that's ticket sold right there. Like,
that's what you want. That's what you'll get.
Just be there and smile, and that's half the battle right there. And you know what they say? Smiling is half the battle.
And because of the short notice, I can get half my payment up front, of course.
Oh, of course, I'll be happy to do that. But I only have a. I'm sorry, I don't seem to have any money on me at the moment. But I can take you to the place, and we'll pay you up front for your time, and we'll get you into rehearsals like straight away. How's that?
I mean, sounds good to me if it's on the way.
Okay, first off, what kind of healthcare plan do you have for your employees?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
What kind of healthcare plan do you have for your employees?
We offer a 1 night guarantee that you're in our care, and if you fall over, we'll stick a plaster on it and cut it better.
See, a lot of places we go to, there tends to be people trying to kill us. What kind of protection from that can you give us, or are you like?
Nobody's going to be trying to kill you. This is a play.
Dude, I've almost died several times in the week alone.
Wow, you're a hero. You must be like super powerful, and you look pretty buff.
I am literally at the minimal base to not get disadvantage on the strength checks.
How would you like to be a tiger?
I use Alter Self to turn myself into like a humanoid tiger, like a Rakshasa type deal.
Oh wow, that's really interesting. But we've got costumes, so they'll look. I mean, like, no disrespect, like you got a little pizzazz going, but the costumes are made by like a real artist, so they'll look a lot better than that.
If I want to be a tiger, I can be a tiger whenever I want.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that we can pay you to be a proper, fantastic looking tiger, and we'll give you money for it, and it'll be part of a play, and you'll be able to go tell all your little friendsies that you were part of McGumble's Magical Madness Circus play. It's going to be amazing.
Where are you guys based out of? Like, where is your circus based out of?
Oh, well, we travel around all the time. But right now, we're renting out a room just down the road from the Prancing Pony's Pen. It's probably about 4 or 5 hours or so.
I don't want to put myself on mute.
I'm suspicious, but I kind of want to figure out what this is all about. So it needs to happen, Mr. Nummy.
Mr. Num, just call me Num.
Will do.
All right then. Well, I hope to see you there. He gives you directions on your maps, and he jovially skips off out of the gates and onwards, believing he's found his next lead actor or actress.